Boom, 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 boom. All right. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fun and frolicking edition of Racers News Network. We're going to be talking with our friend Allie from DEWZEN LLC in just a little while. Giving you the big wave. Allie's awesome. I can see DEWZEN. They're right there.
Black and gold, baby.
Say, okay, it's yours. I'm going to go take a nap or something. So, he may or may not. I'm going to go with, since it's already past 7, is not going to be joining us side of things tonight. He should be back next week if schedule allows. So that's that. We want to also say very big congratulations to Jerron Suttles for making it to the lovely state of New Jersey to do some paint work at D. Pascal's shop. So very, very proud, honored, and thrilled to have you on the East Coast, Jerron. I know you're not watching, but that's okay, because then we can really pick on you. So, but like I said, we're going to talk to Allie, and as you know, the Pettit family owns DEWZEN LLC. They're a great sponsor of racing in the Northeast and actually up and down the East Coast, really. We kind of got together on a whim last year. Obviously, with Will Monroe having his accident, I went to Allie and her parents and said, hey, we're doing a fundraiser. Would you guys like to donate something to them, to auction off, raffle off, whatever, for our fundraiser? And they're like, oh, hell yeah. And they donated a full B block conversion that we raffled off. And that was very, very cool of them. And they also sponsored the first annual PD Awards, which will be making a luxurious comeback next year. I've already decided. Pete doesn't know that yet, but that's okay. So we just had a lot of fun with that little award show. We kind of picked up some random topics and kind of just ran with it and had a blast. And I think everybody truly enjoyed that. And we want to thank Allie and her parents and DEWZEN for being part of our first annual PD Awards show.
Well, thank you so much for having us, for letting us be a part of the PDs. That was such a nice thing after so many people had such a rough, tough year last year. We thought 2020 was bad, but 2022 kicked a lot of butts. So it was really nice of you guys to do something, put smiles on people's faces and recognize some people that really deserved to be recognized in the sport. So thank you for doing it. Thank you for allowing us to be part of it. We are so excited for next year.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Like I said, we enjoyed it. It was just, it was kind of a goof, but we had a lot of fun with it. And just, everybody was kind of shocked by it. But a couple of things before we dive into this is basically going to become a new segment on our show. Every time they have something new coming out, she's gonna come on. We're gonna talk about it, and then we're also gonna take some stuff off the shelf, if you will, and kind of remind everybody that hey, DEWZEN makes these.
Yeah,
and you know where to get. Look up DEWZEN on the internet. But the first thing I want to talk a little bit about was you guys had fire in your trailer last year. You lost the race car, you lost a bunch of stuff. Obviously, the trailer was a write-off. The race car was a write-off. You were able to scavenge some pieces and parts and stuff off the race car, but for the most part, it was a goner. How is everything going in the recovery part of that fire? Because we're coming up on almost a year. Yeah.
I can't believe that. I know. I was just thinking about that. I mean, it's tough. There's not a day that I don't think about it, to be honest. But yeah, we're already coming up on a year since that crazy event happened. And I'm happy to say that we've been making some really good progress with our racing operation moving forward. We have a new trailer, which ended up, it's actually nicer than our old one. So that's cool. And we got a new undercover. Well, it's new to us. It's actually the sister car to Craig Monroe's daughter, Caitlin, let us borrow her 96 undercover for the twin 10Ks that we did last year with Vince and Gary at Lebanon Valley. We actually have the sister car to that car now. And when we got it, it was just it was a very, very clean, amazing roller. Needed to do all the wiring, put all the puzzle pieces together. So we're working on that. We're in a really good spot. We are waiting for our motor and transmission and all that stuff to come together, but we're looking pretty good to have a car on the track at some point this year. I can't give an exact time frame, especially with the big move that's going to be going on. We're moving DEWZEN, DEWZEN down the road. We're going to be moving from Nashua to Temple, New Hampshire with if anybody doesn't know where Temple is, I don't blame you. It's a really small town. I think there's more horses there than humans, but my parents moved there. They bought a really nice property with a building on site to put the shop in. So we'll be able to have the race cars and the machine shop in one building, which has always been a dream of my dad's. So I'm really happy for him, happy for both of them that they get to move on from the mill yard in Nashua and move into a really nice building and build up what they've been trying to do this whole time. So that move should be starting to take place next month if we're lucky. So with that, it'll be a little less time that we can work on the cars. It'll be a little bit, less time that we have to work on all the other stuff that we have to work on in the machine shop. So we're going to have a little bit of catching up to do, but hopefully by the end of the season, I can have a race car on the track, be back doing what I'm doing and bugging all you guys in staging lanes.
Very cool. Now, you also race your street car every once in a while too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I will be at New England Dragway's Import Face-Off on May 7th with 3 vehicles. I haven't decided which one I'm going to race yet, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, I'll be there. I'll be racing. I'll be hanging out, having fun. That's always such a fun thing. And hopefully spending lots of weekends doing street races, whether it be at New England Dragway or Lebanon Valley.
Very cool. Now, obviously, last year you had the twin 10Ks at Lebanon Valley, and it's moved up to triple 10Ks at Lebanon Valley again this year with Vince and Gary. Why don't you talk a little bit about DEWZEN's involvement with that event?
Yeah, we're super excited to be back, and we're very, very excited that we added the third 10K. So it'll be 3 chances at $10,000 at Lebanon Valley this August. I can't thank Vince and Gary enough for letting us be a part of this again. And like I said, we hope to have a car on the track at some point this year. I really hope that we have it in place for this event. I'm sure if our car, for whatever reason, isn't together, I'm sure I can finagle something with another very good friend of mine or something, but we will be there either way. Super excited for the triple 10Ks in August.
Very cool. All right, let's talk DEWZEN. First off, give us a little background on DEWZEN, when your parents started it, how it came about, and how it led to race cars.
Well, DEWZEN originally was AH Machining, which was started by my grandfather when I was a little baby, the house that my parents used to live in. That garage was the very first machine shop. And that was another house in Nashua. But they ended up, my grandfather and my grandmother moved it to the mill yards. My dad worked there. He built it up really to what it is now. My grandfather had, his little manual machines and he did his own stuff. But my dad really went into the CNC. He had experience at another machine shop where they worked on very large, intricate stuff that went to NASA. So he had all this experience, brought it to the family business and really built it up himself. And, eventually it became my dad's, and he he had been working on race car products all along on his, after hours time, on his own time. He was making things that he needed for his car. He was making things that other people said that they needed for their car. And slowly he was building up DEWZEN to be now what it is now, with all the products that we have today, the great partners that we have, the awesome customers that we continuously have every single year. And now we're moving into the next chapter where he's going to be able to have it in his own building with brand new machines. And now me being the third generation machinist, I've started doing some CNC machining, and thankfully learning how to do this has actually let me make a lot of pieces for the car that I'm going to be racing, which is really cool. So I get to go from just driving to actually making the things for the car, building the whole car itself. So the fire, losing everything was really tough, but in a way, my dad likes to say it was a really weird way to upgrade. Because at the end of the day, we have a nicer trailer. We're going to have a way nicer car that's personalized, customized for us, what we want, what we need, and we're building it. We're gonna know everything about it. So we're really excited for this next chapter that we're coming into now.
That's awesome. Now, obviously, with the products that you guys make and the requests that you get from customers, it's not just the racing world. Like when I came down, me and my son came down and visited you guys. It's a general machine shop, but you also specialize in certain things like the bead locks and certain parts and pieces specific to race cars and to other businesses that are in the racing industry. So that's really cool. Now, all your stuff isn't just specific to drag racing. It can be used in NASCAR. It can be used in road racing. It can be used in, BMX bicycle racing or whatever the case. Oh my God, look who's here.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Pete.
It's alive.
Better late than never, right?
There you go. You feeling all right? You're up for this?
I'm good.
Now
Guys.
now we have to remember Pete is officially a member of the Old Man Club. He turned 50 a couple of months ago, so he's
All
there
hell's
with the
broken
rest
loose
of us
ever
that
since.
kind of have to power through things now.
How you doing, Allie?
Good. How are you, Pete?
We're hanging in there.
Good. Well, it's good to see you.
Same here. Same here. I tried as hard as I can to be on time, but this is actually the first time I've been mobile in about 3 days. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Well, I'm honored that I get
Thank you.
I get to see you for the first time.
Yeah, in all my glory.
Yep.
In the hazy.
So what did I
outline
miss?
of
Anything
his
good?
feet.
Yeah, everything. I was talking.
Oh, we were just trash talking you, the usual stuff.
That's okay.
How much taller she is than you, how she shouldn't have to make too many adjustments to your car for the triples to race it,
Come on in. Have no fear.
Yeah.
Have no fear.
Good.
So you got some products?
Well,
Yeah,
we're getting there, Pete.
We are getting there. We're just kind of talking. We just kind of did like a history 101 of DEWZEN, and like talking about how their products they're racing specific, some of the stuff, but it's not drag racing specific. It's race cars in general, be it
right,
like I said, drag racing, mud racing, motocross, whatever.
So let me ask you a question. Do you find that a lot of the products just naturally run from one racing category to another? Or are there a lot of stuff that you have to specifically design for certain forms of motorsports?
Well, I can say that all of the stuff that we specifically designed has been for drag racing because that's all we really have experience with.
Yep.
I used to have a friend. Well, we used to have an employee that was one of my friends growing up, and he go-kart raced, and he was able to use a lot of what we do is all like clamps and bottle holders and like stuff that's just like, it just makes your life easier. So as long as you have the same size tubing on your whatever car, then you can use our bottle holders on that. We have charging plugs, all that kind of stuff. It's all universal. One cool thing, one new thing that we're starting to do, just because this is how most of our stuff comes about. We needed to make it for ourselves. So we figured maybe other people would need it too. Gas caps, literally just gas caps.
Okay.
So I mean, anybody could benefit from a gas cap. It doesn't matter what kind of racing you're doing. So
Sure.
that's kind of where we
Now,
like to be.
When you say gas cap, do you mean like it replaces the standard locking lid on the top of a fuel cell?
Yes.
Gotcha. Good, because those things suck.
Yeah.
Those are terrible. So yours is a screw-on type, I assume?
Yes.
Awesome.
It
Very
is.
cool.
Yeah. So we have the first prototype that we are going to be using for our car is at plating right now. So I don't have it with me to share, but those hopefully once we have it all fitted up and made sure that it's good to go, then I don't see why we couldn't offer that as a product. But I mean, even our beadlock conversions, we've had customers that do mud racing on ATVs, and we've done sets of beadlocks for them. So
Yep.
all of that kind of stuff it's super universal. And that's the way we like it too. I mean, we are a general machine shop. We don't just do racing stuff. We do a lot of stuff. I have a customer that comes in and he builds furniture, and he always needs some sort of holes and some hinge and something just cut down. And it's, we're able to just do a lot of that kind of stuff. So even if somebody needed a project fabricated type, not necessarily have to do with racing, send us a message. I mean, we have the capabilities to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Nice.
I can vouch for that because she modified something to fit on my buzz around so I can tow my suitcase.
Yeah, I actually wanted to bring that up. I know I wanted to bring that up because that was actually a clamp. That was a hook that we had actually made for Jeff Kondratic for his mounting up the padding in the cars, because he does all the safety padding.
The poor seats.
We had made those J hooks and U hook type things for him in the past, and that was like a old like prototype sample thing that I just had on my desk, and I'm like, we can use this for Chris's scooter. Put a hole in it, and it worked out great. So Chris has race car parts on his scooter, and who knows?
Perfect. I saw you made little mini ovens the other day.
I did. I know, my little work holders. I'm gonna open up a tiny appliance shop. Stoves, washers, dryers, whatever you need. I got you.
Excellent.
We can bring those little Red Baron 4-slice pizzas and cook them in those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a little easy bake oven. Easy peasy. All you need is a
there you go. the 21st century version of the Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah. Now that I'm learning all this wiring, having to do the car, now I'm gonna. I hope I don't set another fire, but
no fires. You've had enough fire drama for the rest of your life. You're good.
I know. We're all set with that. Somebody actually bought our trailer. Did I tell you that before?
No.
Somebody bought the rusted, I don't want to say rusted, I don't even know what to call it, the blown up shell of our trailer. Somebody bought it.
No kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I told them to keep in touch with me because I want to see the second life of that thing.
Yeah, really? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, with your bead block conversions that you guys do, that's every part of that's in-house. Am I correct?
The welding is the only thing that's not in-house because in the building that we're in right now, we're not allowed to weld in it. Super old mill building. They don't have the codes for that kind of thing. So we do outsource the welding. We have a really great relationship with our welder, and he does awesome work. He does all of our work for any welding job that we have that would go to any customer. And of course, I mean, doing beadlock conversions, we're not going to risk something like that where something could go wrong. I've seen in the past incidences where people's beadlocks, not ours, but we have seen that case where that weld cracks and you lose your whole outer ring on your beadlocks, and that's really scary. So we don't mess around with that at all. So, but other than that, we design the rings, we machine the rings, I cut the rims. So you guys, you're welcome. You trust me cutting your rims up and holding them together. But yeah, so all of the cutting of the rim, the prep, the making of the rings, the assembly, the checking to make sure everything runs true, all of that is done, checked by us before any rim goes out.
So is it safe to say your dad is the Lord of the Rings? Cha-ching,
Yeah,
ding, ding,
you
ding.
could say that. You could say that. I should show
Get
you
that?
the
Did you get that one, Pete? Did you get that? Lord of the
I
Rings.
got it, Chris. I got it.
You're a
That-
little nerdy like I am about that stuff.
that stack of rings that he has next to his machine right now is bananas. Just because we've been busy with beadlocks this year and they're still coming in. So he is the Lord
Oh,
of
I
the Rings,
imagine.
that's for sure.
Right. That's cool. All right. So what did you bring with us? I feel like we're doing one of those pet things on late night talk show. What did you bring for us to see?
I gotta
You
feel
know,
like it's like QVC. I feel a little bit of you remember that crazy QVC guy that always like had the knives, but then he'd like drop them and like stab himself? You know what I'm talking about? This crazy guy. Anyway, he was always like showing off knives and stuff that will harm you, but I don't have any of that. I have clamps, bottle holders. This in particular is a CO2 bottle holder. So I don't have any Allen wrenches with me, so I can't show you the full. Actually, I can show you on this one. This is the nickel chrome one, and this is the black anodized one. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty good. So yeah, CO2 bottle holder. You put your CO2 bottle in here, and you have this little knob to tighten it, loosen it. Easy peasy. This is your mounting collar bracket thing. You put it in on the chassis frame like that. And yeah, I mean you can
That's sharp looking.
You can swivel.
Oh, and it swivels too.
It swivels. Yes. So this one doesn't have the set screw in it, but you would usually have a bolt. You can't see it. You would have a bolt in here. You just loosen it, and then you can move this all around. So I know a lot of door car guys, they'll have this, they'll have it in the car with them, and they'll kind of just angle it so they can just reach over and twist that.
Right.
Twist their bottle open. They need to have it at a different angle. They don't need to have it straight up like you would in a dragster. We also can sell these as flat mounts. So if you wanted to mount it to like your flash shield or whatever, we have different attachments for this.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, if you go on our website right now, DEWZEN.com, DEWZEN.com, the nickel chrome CO2 bottle holders, our plater does not do nickel chrome anymore. So going forward, all of the CO2 bottle holders will be black. But if you want to get a nickel chrome one, get them before they're gone. We only have, I think we only have 1 1/4 and 1 3/8 roll bar sizes available still. But these are on sale. So if you want to get a CO2 bottle holder and you don't mind it being nickel chrome, or if you would prefer it being nickel chrome, go ahead and get you one of these because they are cheap and we would like to make more space on the shelf for more of these. So you can go on DEWZEN.com and order CO2 bottle holders. Those are one of our best sellers. I think it's because they're different. I don't see many things around that swivel that give you that customization, customability. I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it a word. Another thing I brought, I should have not worn a black shirt to show you all this black stuff, but this funky thing is a tail light, dragster tail light.
Ooh.
So this one, so you would mount it to your roll bar at the back of your car. Here's where you slide it onto there, and then you have a tail light. You got your wires. This is a waterproof lens. Don't got to worry about nothing. Super easy. I have heard people say in the past that they were like confused when they wired it up. I think the wires are opposites from each other.
No,
Like
the issue is, and I ran into this a bunch of times, LEDs are wired different.
Oh, I see.
So white is always ground on an LED.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not what you're getting. It's just LEDs in general, because I bought a bunch of lighting for the inside of my car, like to light up the fuse panel and stuff, all LEDs, and I started taking them out of the package and just testing them. And I'm like, all these are bad. None of them work. And then I'm like, well, if I got to send them back, let me just try them the other way. The hell with it. And I did it the other way, and then they all worked. So I found out the hard way that they're all the opposite for some strange reason.
Yeah, we have had a couple of people call and they're like, what's the deal? And we're just like, just switch the wires. And
Yeah,
they're
right.
like, call us
Don't
back,
make
and they're
this
like,
any
"It's
harder
all
than it needs to be.
yeah. Switch the wires. I don't know why they had to do it like that, but extra taillight, we have them on our car. They work great. Work better than on the undercover that I did have. The light was very like not working. It was very dim, and I got in trouble at night races all the time for not having the light. And I was like, I have one though, it's just really dim. So that's why we made these, and that's why we sell them now for other people that need extra taillights.
You know where else? You know where else I think that would work? I don't know if all parachute mounts are the same, but on a door car, coming through my back bumper where once you release the parachute, what it actually pulls on is a round tube with a clevis in it. And I bet you that baby would go right around the round tube and be able to shine so you could see it too. So if you have a door car and you didn't want to wire in taillights.
That's a great idea. Yep.
Yeah.
We have these set up. This chassis size roll bar would be a 1 1/4. That's how we have it. But if you ever run into anything where you want to get a product from us and you're like, well, my tube is 1 3/8 or whatever, let me know. I've had to mill out the CO2 bottle holders just to open it up a little bit for people before. That's not an issue. So if anybody ever runs into anything where it's like, well, I want to get this, but this particular dimension doesn't match up with my car, just let me know. And most of the time, I'm able to just straight up.
I think I'm going to go to school tomorrow and measure mine up because I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And you know what? We don't have a door car. We've never run a door car. So a lot of our stuff, honestly, some of it isn't designed for door cars, but anybody that has one that wants to provide those kinds of dimensions, we would be more than happy to accommodate. So
awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. The last thing I brought for you guys today was these little babies, brass charging plugs. People lose these all the time. So this was a great idea by my dad to have these. All you do is you plug them into your battery terminals and then just alligator clamp right on there and you're good to go. And you're charging your battery. So people lose these all the time. We have them at the track. Just $20. Set it up.
I like it.
Yeah, that's what we try to keep it as stuff that people are going to use. It's not crazy. It's not super expensive. It's just like useful. Thank you for making my life easier at the racetrack today. Like that is really our number one goal.
Very cool. Now with the rebuild of the new trailer and stuff, are you guys still going to be at like at the divisional race at New England and Lebanon Valley or have some kind of a setup with your stuff there?
To be 100% honest with you, we have not discussed that yet. We are still the bounty sponsors for Super Comp in Division 1. So anybody takes out the previous divisionals winner, they will get a bounty courtesy of us. So we're super happy to still be with NHRA on board as a sponsor with them. We haven't discussed what we will be doing as far as like taking a trailer there. I would like to. I think that would be a great idea, but just everything being so up in the air this year, especially with the move, it's been kind of hard to plan out our schedules. But once I have that information and once we've made a decision and we got the okay from D1, I'll be sure to let you guys know. And I hope to have a trailer full of product there and, the ability to take rims home with us and all that kind of stuff. So we will see. TBD, to be determined.
TBD. Fair enough. All right. So what else? You brought those 3. Did you happen to snag anything else that's been collecting a little bit of dust on the shelf, or anything on the shelf you want to talk about?
I did not grab anything else. I know that alternator pulleys are going off to plating soon, so we will have more stock of alternator pulleys soon. Overflow tanks, we have T300s and T400 or T350s and T400s available. Power glides are on the way. Those are always the hot topic. We will have more power glides soon. We have a lot. I hope to bring more products the next time you want to come cruising with DEWZEN. I will have more stuff to show you guys.
Awesome.
But if you're curious about anything that we do, anything that we sell, hop on over to DEWZEN.com. You can go to our Facebook page, our Instagram. We have a bunch of stuff on there. We just redid our beadlock conversion. We made it a separate page for anybody that had been on the website before. It used to be on the homepage. Now it's on a little separate page with pictures, and we updated all that kind of stuff. So if anybody's curious, hop on over there. And if there's any questions or anything that you are wondering about, I'm always answering any messages I get. I'm always available to chat.
Awesome. Well, I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you tomorrow about one of those lights.
Good.
And then when I get a light, I'm also going to get a CO2 bottle holder because I hate mine. So
Well,
I knew as soon as he saw that he was gonna
oh
get
yeah,
one.
mine is. I
Oh,
can't
that's
stand
got
mine.
Pete's name written all over it.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Love it.
that the CO2 bottle holders are a huge hit. They're my favorite product that we sell. Just the functionality of them. They look nice. They're sleek. They're easy to. There's nothing. I mean, you don't have to drill any holes in your car. You don't have to weld anything to your car. It's super plug and play. So that I always promote those. And like I said, if you want to go onto the website, get a nickel chrome one. They are cheaper right now. Go ahead, buy them up. The black ones are on there too. And because the 10s are coming, go on to DEWZEN.com, use coupon code TRIPLE10, TRIPLE, the number 1010, and you'll get 10% off your order.
Very cool.
There you go,
That
Pete.
goes on until the last day of the 10s too. So August, I believe it's August 21st or 22nd, whatever day that is. That coupon code will be in use until then. So 10% off anything off the website. Use code TRIPLE10, TRIPLE10.
I like it. I like it. Good. So when I message you about that, remind me, please, because I have a terrible memory.
Okay.
How are your?
Get paid double.
Yeah, that works. So,
You get plus 25%.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Triple plus 25.
Yep.
How are your racing plans going?
Racing plans are, I mean, I'm planning out my street car and my import schedule so far. I was talking with Chris before you joined us about our big move. The shop will be moving. Hopefully that's going to start rolling next month. So between having to do that and, getting caught up with just the general work that we have at the shop,
Sure.
there's going to be a little bit of a lag time in what we can do with the cars, but with how far we've been putting this puzzle together so far, I think we're in a good spot. Once we get a couple more pieces together, I think it'll go by pretty smooth.
Nice.
The main thing that I'm really hoping that we have a car for the 10s at Lebanon Valley at the end of August. That's my goal post. If we have that, then I'll be happy. I know at the beginning of, once we started this whole thing after the fire, which was already almost a year ago, my dad was like, "Oh, we'll be at Galat next year." And this is the week of Galat, the spring fling down there. And unfortunately, we're not there. But as long as we get to the 10s, that's really my goalpost. So
Awesome.
Well, there's a vicious rumor that Red Vega will be there. So.
Oh, it's definitely going to be there.
Yeah.
I've already signed up for the low and high rollers.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm ready. I can't wait. That's the only thing that's going to suck about that race is that's basically the last week of my summer vacation. So I'm looking forward to the race, but I'm not looking forward to summer being over.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good way to end it. That's for sure.
Well, I think I think I'm signed up for the high roller. So I'll find some way to race it.
Yeah, there you go.
Very cool. Well, like I said, I think what we're going to do is this is going to be a new segment every, I don't know, how about like every 6 weeks or so, Allie?
That works for me. Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll be the Cruising with DEWZEN. This is the show. If I can say it. If I can get it out of my mouth.
You know what they say? If you ain't using DEWZEN, you're losing.
I like it.
Now, just out of my own curiosity, because I'm neither a door car driver nor a dragster driver. How about taking that tail light and turning it into a headlight for the dragsters?
You could do it. I mean, I haven't thought about it, but it could be done. There's no reason why it couldn't be. It's the same concept. You would just have
Right.
to have it, I guess you'd have to design a little bit differently because maybe it would go off of like the spindle,
Right.
but I don't see why not. Could be done. My dad actually asked me last time on Sunday when we were working on the car, he asked me if I was going to want headlights, and I was like, not necessarily my style, but I know a lot of people do it. So maybe that is something that we'll have to think of.
I will tell you, I liked them on mine.
Yeah.
It was handy. I mean, you don't do a lot of night racing, but when you do, it's they're pretty handy.
You know what? For someone like me, I'm probably the number one person that needs them. So I can't see for crap at night anyway. And that's the last thing I need is to bust up my brand new car. So
Right.
maybe I should do headlights. Maybe you just started something, Chris.
I never ever ran them going down the track.
Yeah.
Around the pit, staging lanes, all that stuff. But because they line up directly with the spindle, I never wanted to give someone that good a vision of the front end of my car when they're looking over to me. But you know, driving around everywhere, yeah, they were handy as hell to have.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to think about it. Sure.
Again, curiosity. How big around is that housing with the light in it?
For the
For the brake light, roughly.
I think it's 1.25. Oh no, it's not. Maybe it is.
That would
Yeah,
be
I think it is 1.25, 1 inch.
That would be cool. You can put a hole in your nose cone, put it right in there, and then seal that up.
Just have like
Yeah,
a
the
one.
problem is the
light.
nose cone, you remove it all the time though, so you really can't seal it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Well, no, you could the hole. I mean, where you would cut the hole through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make like the wires. I don't know, overthinking things like I usually do. That's okay.
Stick to your buzz around, pal.
Whatever.
Oh, it hurts
Maybe
to
tail
laugh.
light on that thing. We could set it up. We could have reverse lights on it, or
Yeah, strobes.
there you go.
You haven't seen the neon underglow I put on my buzz around. So
Oh, good God.
wait till Thursday night or Friday night at Lebanon Valley when you see me cruising around.
Oh man,
It's gonna look like a circus act is in town.
with the boombox attached and everything.
I already plan on stealing my son's Bluetooth speaker that's got like the mega bass on it.
You're gonna need hydraulics.
I don't. Well, it would look better if somebody would finish up my parts.
Yeah, I hear you. We're working on it.
like a year and a half.
I'm ready to take that whole tank and throw it in the woods, if I'm being honest with you.
That's all right. I'll paint it. I'll get them from you and I'll paint them.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I got
Yeah.
you.
I know. I just busted. I have these little plastic pieces, little like decorative pieces that go on my buzz around. And I came up with this brainiac idea about almost 2 years ago to have Smedley here hydro dip them for me because he was getting big into the hydro dipping stuff. I'm like, hey, how about I send these to you and you dip them in? I don't even remember what I chose at that time. Skulls, maybe.
Skulls or something, yeah.
So yeah, something out of there. He's like, just don't choose carbon fiber, please. He goes, I'm so sick of looking at carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Driving me crazy. I said, all right. Like I said, it's been sitting in this cute little box, all sealed up with duct tape and everything, on top of his hydro tank for about a year. Yeah, just about a year and a half.
Probably.
Every
I don't
couple
even know that I even
months,
opened the box yet.
I know. As I say, every couple of months, I smack him upside the head and said, "Where the hell are my parts?" I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I'm like, okay.
Same spot
And
they were a
my
couple
wife
months
and I
ago.
went down. With the t-shirts last year, he messed up and he had them shipped to his garage instead of to my house up here. So we had to make a bonsai run to Connecticut. And we left here at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got to his shop at 9 a.m. And as we're driving down 84 coming into Hartford, my wife looks at me and goes, what do you think the chances are that blue duct tape box is still sitting on his hydrotape? Probably pretty good.
Yeah.
We walk into the shop, her and I both look over and just look at it, point, and start laughing. He's like, "What?" And I just point and he goes, "Yeah, I know."
Right where we left it.
Yep. All right, Allie. Very cool.
Well, thanks for having
Cruising
me,
with
guys.
DEWZEN.
Thanks for
Huh?
cruising with DEWZEN. I really
Cruising with
appreciate
DEWZEN.
it.
Keep me informed when you got some new stuff. And like I said, well, this will become a regular thing, and you know,
Yeah.
we'll show you off.
Good. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love being a part of Racers News Network. I love hanging out with you guys, and I'm very happy that you guys are so interested in what me and my family are doing and all the cool stuff that we get to bring to the table and how we get to help drag racing, even when we're not drag racing right now. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, you've proven that. That's for sure.
you know what? You got to keep your head up, and you got to just. It's been a really tough year personally for me, and it's just you got to keep one foot in front of the other, and you just gotta do it. You got to do what you got to do. You got to wake up every day, and you got to just get to the next thing.
That's it.
Then eventually,
Yep.
I keep saying it. One day I'm gonna be sitting in a race car on a starting line somewhere, and I'm gonna be like, wow, I'm already back. You know, like
Correct.
that is what keeps me going. So thank you guys again so much.
It'll be a small blip on the radar once it's all over, right?
Yep.
It's just gonna come up as a Facebook memory every year, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that day sucked, and then it's gonna be a whole bunch of good days after that. So
That's right.
if anybody's going
Absolutely.
through hard times right now, just know it'll pass, and one day you'll look back on it and be like, wow, that really sucked, and you got through it though. So
Yep. Absolutely.
that's all I gotta
does
say
that.
about that.
All right,
cool.
Al, you're going to
Hopefully-
hear from me in the next day or two about that light setup.
Okay. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much. Have a good
All right,
night.
one more time before you take off. What's the website for DEWZEN LLC?
DEWZEN.com, DEWZEN.com. Use code 1010s at checkout for 10% off your order. TRIPLE 10s 10. And come to Lebanon Valley for the 1010s. Hang out with Vince, Gary, me. Well, I'll be there. We'll be hanging out. We'll be having fun, and you'll get 3 chances at $10,000 this August at Lebanon Valley. So exciting.
Yes to all that.
Absolutely. I'll be there all 3 days.
Excellent. All right, gentlemen. Have a great night. Thank you, everybody. Racers News Network. I love you.
We
All
love
right,
you.
Allie, be good. We'll talk to
Thanks
you
for
soon.
coming on.
See ya.
All right. All right. So let's see. Hold on, I gotta fix my screen here. I don't know what I did. There we go. Gotta click on that button. Aaron Williams says, Pete, you're looking kind of shady.
Yeah. It's been
Yeah.
a rough ride, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll bring my A game next week, I promise.
Yeah. So we're basically looking at an above average chance of weather on the East Coast for this coming weekend.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all, unfortunately.
They opened up the withdrawal for the 4 wides at Charlotte.
Yep.
I looked at it earlier. I think if I remember right, it was like 422 when everything was full, and it's down to like 360-ish,
Yeah.
around there. So
It's,
an above
you know,
average amount of
it's
people.
You could say whatever you want about the whole NHRA national event experience, whether you think it's worth it or it's not or whatever. One thing that there's no doubt about is that it takes a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yep.
Whether you could justify it or not, that's on you. But to tie up that kind of time and that kind of money and have time trials cut short, miss them, racing goes out to Monday or Tuesday, it's a hell of a chance to take. I mean, there's no way in the world that I could do it. I get it. And I honestly, I think that's really cool of NHRA to be able to say, all right, we'll let you pull out. We're not going to penalize you because we realize that, it's a crappy situation. So here's what we can do for you.
Right, and I think it was till 1 o'clock Pacific time today, so it's pretty much done, it's over and done with now, as far as withdrawing. So I believe I want to say it was like 422 entries again when everything was full or close to full, and it's 385 now, so almost 40 entries down approximately. Obviously the stuff that didn't drop down was Top Fuel Dragster, Fuel Funny Car.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember pros. Pros aren't gonna withdraw.
Yeah, they're
So
gonna
every single person that you lose is all gonna be a sportsman racer.
Yeah. Because stock was basically full. If I can't remember if it was stock or super stock, one of them was just over by like 2 entries. I think it was stock. That's down to 78%. Super stock is at 70. Super comp at 86. Super gas 76. Top sportsman at 44. These are all percentages, by the way.
Right.
And top dragster 83%. So, and 19 factory stock cars. I don't know if anybody pulled out for that. I doubt that as well.
That's a lot of factory stock cars. That's a pretty good showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sucks. Mother Nature isn't playing nice so far this year. Hopefully, she gets it out of her system.
And I know that
Rob too, his season opener is this weekend.
Yeah, his season opener. Yeah, I was just gonna say that they're gonna make a decision by, I believe he said tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
So, because a couple of people already said I'm not making the trip. Just it's too much, like you said, too much money to throw at the chance of hanging out and watching it rain.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. As we know, fuel once again is expensive as hell. None of our rigs are getting 25 miles to the gallon. So you make that pull all the way out there. And one of the best things about Rob's race is you get 2 races for 1 pull. You race on Saturday and Sunday. So when you run the risk of getting no races for 1 pull, it's like the exact opposite of why you love to go. It sucks.
Right.
It sucks. Right. But you don't like to see a promoter like Rob taking a beating financially, but hopefully this is just the one all year and you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, the whole April showers, May flowers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Hopefully that old broad gets it out of our system this month and it'll be nice for the rest of the year. But now that we've said that, we're cursing everything.
Yeah, right.
So let's see what else is going on in the universe. Well, we know we gave Jerron a round of applause that he actually made it safely to the East Coast earlier.
He did.
He's at DePasquale's shop. Hopefully we don't hear about any incidents.
Yeah, right.
Now, is he painting one of Chris's kids' dragsters, or is he painting a customer car?
I believe he's got a couple of jobs lined up while he's there. So I think he's doing Rich Prizer's comp car, a couple of juniors, might even be a helmet or 2 lined up. I don't know, but I know it's more than just one.
Okay. Let me do some digging here. So have you seen the taxi cab, the Chevy Caprice taxi cab that races Stock Eliminator?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I believe believe that he's the one that got dinged for horsepower. So the horsepower rating for the 87 Chevy Caprice with a 262 cubic inch engine, factory rated at 144 horsepower, currently rated at 149, has been increased by 8 horsepower for stock eliminator. Now you can tell me a lot better than I can tell myself. Is 8 horsepower considered a big hit?
I honestly can't tell you. Listening to it, you would say, no, what the hell is 8 horsepower? But I know that when you're running stock eliminator, you're scratching and clawing for everything you could possibly get. So it wouldn't be right for me to say, oh no, what's 8 horsepower? No big deal. People in certain categories spend thousands of dollars to try and gain 8 horsepower. So yeah, it could be an issue. I know Mike, I never pronounce his last name the right way, but I'll say Eppert. He races the full-bodied Caprice. And his car is very fast for the class, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that car has 120 under potential. He would be much better at answering that question than me. But it's. I don't think NHRA would do a meaningless revision. So my guess is, like I said, it might not sound like a lot, but I'm sure it'll do something to him.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. Stop me if you've heard this last name before and tell me what I'm talking about if you know. Stalba.
Didn't we
winning Wallies? Winning Wallies.
Yep.
So Emily Stalba won a Wally at the Division I Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series event at Cecil County. The kickoff to the NHRA Division I Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series season. So congratulations to her and everybody else. Let's see. Lizzie Music. Got to talk about that.
Yeah, I got to tell you, God, my freaking camera's losing its mind over here. I'm trying to. Okay, nobody move.
No, don't move. Oh, you moved.
Yeah, how can I tell you? The MPK world in the last year has had its fair share of health issues. First, Mike Murillo, I believe he was lung cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Stage 4 lung cancer, and he kept it quiet until he got into the accident, which he caught fire and ingested some smoke. And as he got pulled out of the car and the EMTs got to him, I guess someone from the EMT said, is there anything we should know about? And he said, yeah, I have stage 4 lung cancer. And everyone around him almost fell over because they had no idea. Bunch of fellow racers helped pull him out of that car because they were closer than the safety crew was when it started. And then I guess he's doing very well with fighting it. His prognosis looks pretty good from what he's saying online. But then this was one hell of a bombshell last week with Lizzie.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Now I don't know if it's true or not. I heard that she also has it in her lymph nodes and her liver. But again, I don't know if that's true or if it's just a telephone story, people making it worse than it is. But I was talking to my wife about this the other day. It's very surreal when you see these people that have the fame and the notoriety, and you assume that they have the money and they could do whatever they want. And her husband, Kai Kelly, puts up a post on Facebook wanting to know if anyone has any connections to a certain cancer hospital in Texas because that's what they want to get into. and you read that and it's like, holy shit, you would think someone like that would just be able to walk into a place like, exactly, yeah. Walk into a place like that and say, I'm here, my wife's a celebrity, let's get this going, you know?
Right.
And that's just not the case. And it's kind of an eye opener that, you know, these people are just like us. They're no different. They put their pants on one leg at a time and they deal with bad news just like we do. And, you know, they have to fight just like we have to fight.
Yep. Yep. They're no different than any of us.
Nope.
So they just happen to be a little bit more well known than most people.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, at the end of the day, they're making a living doing what a bunch of us wish we could make a living doing. And, you know, again, we see all the glory. We don't see behind the scenes of the aggravation, but
Right.
yeah, I
Living
mean,
the life.
yeah, right. Something that's got to be very hard for them is they're doing this thing now where they're electing team captains and they're basically promoting the hell out of the upcoming NPK season. And it's their job to promote it because it's their series that they make a living on, you know. And it's got to be hard as hell for both Lizzie and Kai to still promote and advertise and post, knowing that, you know, the battle that she's up against and what they're going to be going through. But they're, you know, they're still posting and promoting and they're still doing their job, which is, yeah, you know, I gotta wonder if the shoe was on my foot, if I would be as gracious as they are. But,
Yeah.
you know, wish her the best of luck and prayers for her and the family, and hopefully they get through it okay.
You just made me think of something that we could like completely switch gears on for just a minute, if you don't mind. Promoting your series.
Yep.
I read on another website where, and I know we've talked about this in the past, where a certain element of the racing community feels it's not their job to promote the races. As a competitor and as a fan, what is your take on that?
So I want to make sure I get the context of the question right. So I'm going to the DEWZEN triple tens, but it's not my responsibility in any way to promote it.
Yes. Long and short answer, yes.
So do I have to promote it? No, of course I don't. It's not my job. Am I excited about the venue and if I want to continue to attend the venue, should I do whatever I can to help it? I think I'd be foolish not to. No, it's absolutely not my responsibility to do it. I don't think there's anyone that's involved in putting on the DEWZEN race that says, you know, I really hope Pete Sanka puts a lot of effort into promoting this. I'm pretty sure 99% of them don't even know who the hell I am. But if I'm at home and I'm hanging around with a couple of people and I say to them, hey, I'm racing local at Lebanon Valley, come check me out. Or if you got a race car and you want to bring it out, come do it. You know, the whatever we could do to promote the sport in general, but any particular event, I mean, why not help, right? A good example, I own a garage, right? You come to me and you get a brake job. Is it your duty to tell your neighbors and friends that you just came to me for a brake job and you were really happy with the service and price? No. But if you were really happy with the service and price, why wouldn't you tell people?
Right.
You know,
the best advertising, we've beaten this one into the ground over the past 3 years, and I'm sure we're not the only ones. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have. The best advertising in the world is word of mouth.
It could also be the worst if what you're putting out there isn't good.
It's crap. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. You know,
why does this saying go? If you make one person happy, they'll tell 5. If you piss one person off, they'll tell 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's not my official title is not race promoter. And I don't think there's a single race promoter that puts on a show that says, I hope Pete promotes it. But at the end of the day, when the promoter is promoting, you know damn well that he hopes a bunch of people say, hey, I'm looking forward to doing this. Come check it out. Or I did this last year and it was awesome. You should try it. Like you said, the more people open their mouths, the better it is if you're putting out a good product. I mean, again, I keep bringing up his name, but Rob Series, he doesn't do a ton of, he puts stuff up on Facebook, but he doesn't pay for advertising. You won't hear .90 commercials on the radio, right? You don't see any of that stuff come up on your television set. But he's grown an awesome series because he puts out a great product and people talk about it. And the next thing you know, it's, hey, this is what I want to do. You seem to be having fun. You're telling me all about it. So now I'm going to go have fun.
Yep.
Same thing with the Super Street series up at Lebanon Valley. You never see posts about it on Facebook besides, when they put out a schedule or someone says, hey, we got a race coming up, just as a routine post. But on any given Sunday, they'll have 18 to 25, sometimes 30 cars. And there are a bunch of cutthroat racers up there, man. And it's a really good show. They put on a good time. They do the barbecues and stuff like that. So it's a good group of people and it's fun.
Yep, absolutely. I always said that since I got into doing all this stuff, that it's not our job or your job as a racer, me as a fan, and obviously in the capacity that we're in with this. It's not our job to promote it, but we're going to do everything we can to help it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yep.
Without a doubt. And honestly, in my opinion, that's what every racer should want to do for doing the sport that they love and going to events that they love. They should talk about it. They should desperately try and get other people involved. Otherwise, what's going to grow the sport?
Nothing at all. Because what's going to happen when people start aging out and just go, all right, cool, I did this for 40, 50, 60 years. I'm going to go put my feet up on the beach now till they bury me.
That's why, a lot of people piss and moan about junior dragsters. And they're loud, they're obnoxious, they take up a lot of time. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for the junior dragster program, I honestly believe that drag racing right now would look very bleak. And that's not a slide on NHRA or drag racing or IHRA or whatever else you want to say.
That's a fact.
Junior dragsters and the high school programs that they're putting together has been instrumental in keeping this sport going. And anyone that doesn't think that it's going to help the sport, I don't know what glasses you're looking at this through, but I don't think they're the right ones.
Correct. Absolutely. All right, let's hit some results. Let's pack it in. How's that sound?
Make it quick because I'm dying over here. I
can't. So
you don't hear my stomach growling over the friggin'
I can just imagine. I haven't felt like that in a long time, and I don't want to.
I will tell you what, this is the worst stomach bug I've ever had in my life.
All right, so double divisional at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're gonna go through race number 1. In comp eliminator, let's just hit the winners only. Andrew Moek, Super Stock, Kyle Rizzoli, Stock Eliminator, John McLaughlin, Super Comp, Christopher Whitefield, Super Gas, Phil Unruh, Super Street, I'm assuming that's a W at the end of his competition number, so I'm going to go with Alan Makem. Top sportsman, Mike Hyatt. Top dragster, Clinton Dice. And sportsman motorcycle, Tom Medlin. And of course, our buddy Jerron was out there. He even said he didn't have the banner weekend that he was hoping for, but
Hey, this is how his year started out last year too, and he brought home a lot of hardware at the end of the year, so he's doing just fine.
yep, absolutely. Hopefully he keeps it up. All right. Divisional number 2. This included top alcohol classes. Of course, top alcohol dragster, top alcohol funny car. In top alcohol dragster, Sean Cowie. Top alcohol funny car, Sean Bellamure. Top eliminator, Scott McClay. Super stock, Chad Lowe's. Stock, Parker Theobald. Super comp, Trey Vetter. Super gas, Steve Parsons. Super street, Cody Robinson. Top sportsman, Brian Warr. Top dragster, Bradley Johnson. And again, sportsman motorcycle, Dave Wheeler. So obviously coming up this weekend, hopefully, will be the 4 wides down in Charlotte at ZMAX Speedway. We'll have all the results on Tuesday night. Bunch of people we know are racing, so hopefully they get it in.
Yep.
Hopefully you feel better, my friend.
We're going to attempt to work tomorrow. Hope it all works out.
There you go. Get older, they said. It'd be fun, they
It's
said.
good to know I still have chest and ab muscles because they're sore as hell. I got to tell you. Oh my God. I almost thought they weren't there for a minute. Now I know they still are.
Well, you wanted to go on a diet.
Oh my God.
You
Not this
sped
way.
things up a little bit.
Phew. Good
Gatorade.
times.
Yeah, last time I had that, I think I ended up with stock and Gatorade by the time I was done.
I actually did Gatorade and I had my daughter stop and get me Pedialyte because I heard that's better.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
almost like a 50-50, depending on what size bottle of Gatorade. If you get those little ones, like,
yep.
3-4 inches tall, pour out half of it, fill it halfway up with the rest of it with Pedialyte.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But we're on the rebound, hopefully.
Home brewed concoctions. The joys of working in the public school system.
Yeah, something like that.
You get to bring it all home. Or
Good times.
school system. Yeah, I should say school system in general, not just public schools.
Yeah. But yeah, dealing with the public. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're exposed to 500,000, 1,500 kids every day.
Yep. Good stuff. Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, I want to thank Allie Pettit for coming on, hanging out with us and talking about cruising with DEWZEN. If you're not, you're losing.
I
I said
love
that's going to
that.
be a new regular segment. I kind of like that. It's fun, isn't it?
I'm a fan of that. That's a good saying.
That is cruising. If you're not cruising with DEWZEN, you're losing. We'll make that into a sticker.
Yeah, right.
Yep. All right, you, my friend, should have mail tomorrow.
Awesome.
And we will be back next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I don't have my other date booker with me. I had it out on my table out in the other room.
Is it Jason Lawrence?
Is that going to be the second? Yes, it is Jason.
How's that? I don't even have a book, and I remembered that.
You do special.
Pretty impressive.
You are.
Even when I'm sick, I'm good.
Can't remember certain other things you can remember. Okay, you remember Jason.
I do remember. Well, I kind of have a man crush on Jason, so that happens.
Yeah. Jason, Billy.
Yeah, whatever. It's all good.
It is. All right, Pete, feel better. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, my friend.
All right. Again, I want to thank Allie Pettit from DEWZEN LLC for coming on and hanging out with us.
Thanks, Allie.
We are out of here. See ya.